Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to episode 16, my goodness, of season 5 of the Sports Club Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is me, your boy Larry B, as always, bringing it with you here with my beautiful wife, the one, the only, Cecilia.
Hi, everyone.
And we are ready to rock and roll. My goodness, look at tonight as you hear the coffee going off in the background. Oh yeah, we're ready, y'all. We're coming. Today's episode title, It's a Little Much. And it is titled, A College Football Rivalry, Sports on a Diamond, Flamin Hot Cheetos, Great Music, and Twix Coffee. How's that for a title?
Yeah, that's a big mouthful.
But does it work well with tonight's show?
Yes.
We got all kinds of good stuff coming your way tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully you're excited for it, because we definitely are. My goodness, we've just been soaking up the summer. It's been our first week off of school. Of work. I know. I say it all the time. I confuse it, but sorry. It's we work at school, therefore we go to school, but it's work.
Yeah.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we got so much to get into. Once again, a college football rivalry for the ages with Catholic versus Convicts. We just finished watching right now 30 for 30. What a great documentary. I've seen it before. That was Cecilia's first time. It's awesome. Of course, the start of the College World Series was today. Oh, what a game earlier. Ended in heartbreak for TCU, but in happiness for Oral Roberts. Also, the women's Pro Fastpitch just got started yesterday. Hats off to Texas smoking a great victory. Also, Flamin Hot was an amazing film. We're going to talk about that today. We saw a Rolling Stones tribute band last night. That was amazing. And
Yes, it was.
oh, it was awesome. And we're going to be sipping some Twix coffee. Oh yeah, it's coming, y'all. We're ready to rock and roll, and hopefully you are too. Once again, you are now tuned in live to the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What up, Boston sports fans? This is Mikey Two Guns here, your host of Our Bleepin' City, airing every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Please join me. We'll talk everything Boston sports, all the local teams, college teams. I'm even down to talk MMA, boxing, whatever you guys want. So join me every Wednesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Chime in with your questions on the chat, tweet the show. We'll even have call-ins. I can't wait to hear from you guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. So once again, it's Our Bleepin' City. I am your host, Mikey Two Guns, every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you soon, people.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Once again, it's me, your boy Larry B, and my beautiful wife Cecilia, and we are bringing it back. Oh yeah, the Sports Cup perspectives on a beautiful Friday evening. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful week out there. How was everybody's week? How was your week? You feel like you had a pretty good week off?
Yeah, it was. I don't know what I'm trying to look for. It was good. Nice and easy.
Right. Before you have to go back. You have to go back to summer school next week.
It's not going to be bad. It looks like it's going to be all fun.
Yeah, summer school is cool. Did it last year. Loved it. So definitely a fun experience. I'm excited you get to do it. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a fun one tonight. Like I said, we got so much to get into. My goodness, where to begin? Actually, I know exactly where to begin. So yesterday, we go to one of our favorite places in the world. Let's just be real. It's one of our favorite places in the world. The World Market. A place that we find ourselves at a whole bunch.
Yep.
And, well, we ended up browsing on in there, as we did before the concert we went to, which we're going to get into that later. And, well, when we first walked in, there was a few things there that we saw right when we walked in, and, well, there were a bunch of coffees. We went there for coffee, and guess what? We found ourselves some coffee. Mm-hmm. And one of the first ones Cecilia sees, actually, she sees both. There was a Snickers one, there was a Twix one, and what else was there?
M&M's.
M&M's, the chocolate M&M's. And what happens? Cecilia reaches for one of them, the Twix one, and says, I want this one.
Yeah. They're right there, too, right when you walk in the store. So, yeah, of course they're going to want something that is appealing to everybody right there in front. So that they automatically say, yes, I want that one. But, yeah, we got the Twix one, and we're going to try it out.
We're excited. This is exciting. Look, Twix is a delicious candy.
Yes. It's one of my favorite candies. Chocolate candies, at least.
It's all in the mix, you know? And I'll tell you, right now, we're getting ready to try it out. We have our cinnamon creamer with us here tonight. And, well, oh, man.
It's
Taryn,
cinnamon vanilla.
Big ups to our chat room, by the way. Taryn and Adam Karnick. Taryn throws one out there that I can only wish exists, and that's Reese's Pieces coffee.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. We just have to go looking for it.
Can you imagine how delicious?
I couldn't imagine.
Oh, so
I'm not getting my hopes too high with this, though, because, I mean, nothing can ever compare to, like, the actual, like, I guess, candy in this, for this instance, but, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we are super excited to try this out. So, without further ado, we got our cups nice and filled. We're going to try it with creamer, and we actually have a little cup here that's filled with the black coffee. Cecilia's probably not too excited about that.
I'd rather try that first.
Oh, you want the black coffee first? Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to try the black coffee first. You heard the wife.
Get that done and over with.
You happy gentlemen out there, you know it as well as I do. Happy wife, happy life. So, gotta follow the boss's orders.
Yes.
Would you like to take the first sip, or is it me?
You go.
I'll take the first sip. All right, here we go, you guys. So, it smells delicious. The aroma of this coffee is absolutely amazing. Oh, it smells like coffee, but let's see how it tastes. All right, first coffee here, and let's try it out. It tastes like coffee.
Tastes like coffee. I mean, it is coffee.
I can taste candy, but I have to get a few more. Oh, it's after. Oh, now I taste Twix.
I'm smelling it, and it doesn't smell like Twix, but it smells like chocolate. So it smells like literally like chocolate wine.
You know what?
I mean, wine. Wow.
Chocolate wine.
Chocolate coffee.
We are ready for Mike Pat's show in about 45 minutes
right?
here for Let's Whine About DMV Sports, but give it a try.
Okay.
It's actually pretty... Afterwards, you can taste it. What do you think?
I feel like this is a dark roast.
I think it is as well.
Roast, but I don't taste the Twix.
This is delicious.
But I can kind of taste like the chocolate.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just their point, is just to get the chocolate in there. But I think I could low-key tolerate this, like, just drink. It would take me forever to drink it, but I can actually tolerate this, like, just drinking it black.
This actually
just straight.
This is pretty good black. It tastes like Twix.
Not to me, but
This tastes Twixy.
I can taste that chocolate taste, I guess.
Right? Okay, this is actually pretty legit. I really like this. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And I feel like the acidity is not that strong.
No, it's not. That's what makes this black coffee bearable. I believe it. That's pretty good. Okay, so black, I thought was pretty good. I give it a 10 out of 10 black because it's actually pretty tasty.
I still don't like it black or just straight, but like I said, I could tolerate this one. Like if I was over someone's place and they had this and they didn't have like creamer or sugar or anything, I could tolerate this.
Yeah,
at least. So I think I would give it like an 8.
Yeah, this is pretty good. This is actually pretty good. I'm enjoying this coffee. So okay, so let's go ahead and try it out with the creamer. Cheers, and let's go ahead and give it a taste. You know what? With the creamer, this actually... Oh, that's different.
I just taste more of the... It's just chocolate to me. But it's good. I like it.
The more I taste this, it does kind of taste like just chocolate.
Yeah.
It's a chocolate type of taste.
I feel like that's all the rest of the other coffees will probably taste. It's just the chocolate.
You think like the Snickers and the M&Ms?
Yeah.
Well, we definitely want to try this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they can, but Twix also has caramel in it, and I don't really taste caramel. Yeah,
that's right where I was going with that. It does. You can definitely taste the chocolate flavor in there, but the caramel I think might be kind of hard.
Yeah.
For them to put in there. Or?
Who knows? Maybe we should have tried with the syrups that they have, like a caramel syrup. Maybe added in there. Maybe it would have tasted more like
that would have been
kind of like a Twix kind of thing. But it's good. I really like this one. This
is good. This is the first time I've ever heard my wife say that she could actually taste a certain coffee black with nothing in it.
Yeah, that's a first. All the rest I can't. This one is, I guess, the exception.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty good. So, hey, we'll take it. Certainly an enjoyable coffee. And hey, you know what? I think it's pretty good. So, what would you give it?
Overall, I would give it a 10.
10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Well, you know what that makes me say? I had to get one of those in there today. What? I'm getting faces, you guys. She's giving me angry faces. Okay, they're maybe not angry faces, but she's giving me that, like, you're an idiot looking face. So, I guess I'm an idiot right now, but it's okay. Just kidding. But with that said, once again, what's up to our chat room in there today? Talking all kinds of candy. My goodness, chocolate wine. Taryn says here he loves Twix. So yes, absolutely delicious. Adam says something here that's actually pretty funny. He says, see, that's why I can't do coffee. In the end, it just tastes like coffee. What do you think about that remark?
I mean, yeah, like how we're barely not growing, but like understanding coffee a little bit more and the acidity, like how strong it might taste or whatever. To me, before then, coffee was just coffee to me, too.
Yeah, now it's a little bit different, huh?
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, I could obviously tell which ones were stronger, which ones were, not too strong, like the roasting wise.
This one's pretty good. I mean, this is a good one. I think this is a delicious coffee.
Yeah, this one's pretty good.
I can totally.
I feel like this one's more for like your morning coffee. Like if you want that chocolatey, like lighter coffee tasting, then this one's it.
Oh, absolutely. The more I taste this, you can really start to taste the Twix. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm thinking it. But I really feel
it's just because you're thinking
it. Okay. Because it tastes pretty good.
No, it is good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
It's a solid coffee. And you know what? It's exciting. So, yeah. What does Terrence say? I can't do coffee too. Hey, we can. And that's why we do the show. So what's up?
Like I've said before, if I could literally drink coffee like water, I would be down for that. Coffee would be my water.
That's my wife, you guys. She's gotten me.
But we obviously need water to live.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we have a very, very, very common love in coffee. Of course, I used to love it because of, this thing called college. I kind of used to brew coffee at sometimes 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
I think that's every college student, in a way. I mean, not everyone likes caffeine, though. I just don't know how people can do it, though, without caffeine. Like, how do you get yourself energized? And don't tell me those energy drinks, because those are so bad.
Do those.
Anyway, yeah.
Do not do energy drinks. That's not a very good thing.
Yeah, Adam Karnick, you're like me. Well, I'm not like that anymore, really. I like more of the coffee taste when I'm at home. But obviously when we go to coffee shops, I want more of the flavor in the coffee. But you like coffee with your creamer and sugar.
Yeah, that's my wife. She likes her sugar with coffee and cream, we'd like to say. Quoting the Beastie Boys there, but this is pretty good. I really enjoyed this, and I think this is a good coffee. This is a keeper for me. I think this is going to be a coffee that I would like again.
Yeah, if we want that more chocolatey taste.
Yeah, this is definitely recommended. So we have it up on our page. Go ahead and check us out. Give us a follow if you haven't already. But at TSCP_IESR. Scroll down a little bit. You're going to see the coffee of the week. Or just look at the hashtag TSCP coffee of the week. And yeah, there it is. There's the cover of it. That's what it looks like. And, well, go check it out if you want to. Grab a bag. I don't know where you can find it. We have a World Mart near us. But if you have one of those near you, or if you can order it online, it's definitely a delicious coffee. It's totally worth the buy. It was only like $6, I want to say?
No, yeah, somewhere on there,
It wasn't very expensive. But yeah, it says here, ground coffee. It says milk chocolate, caramel, or caramel, my apologies. Cookie bars, naturally and artificially flavored, ground coffee. It doesn't say much else. I don't know if it says the roast and everything on here. I don't see it, but it might say it like in the back or something. But this is a very, truly tasty coffee. And once again, if you're somebody who is a chocolate lover, this is totally, I think, something that you'd like. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, it's really good.
So 10s for both of us this week, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, we'll take it. That makes me say.
I'm pretty sure this is the only time you use those, huh?
Oh, no, I used the crap out of this on Wednesday show. I did the funny moment. Oh, yeah, I was all over this button. I was like...
Okay.
So, she took the button away from me, you guys. She has clicked out of the effects. So, anyway, for tonight, let's go ahead and start off with sorry. So let's go ahead and start off with, of course, one of our topics for the night. And I just want to get right into this. This is super cool. We saw this past Sunday a really cool movie, and I didn't think that, I don't know, I think this movie deserved to be bigger instead of just like a right to Hulu movie.
Who knows? I mean, it might have made it to the big screen. I never checked it out or anything.
Okay, well.
But yeah, or who knows? It might have just went straight to Hulu. But I don't know. But yes, it should have been. I would have seen it in the movie theaters.
It was awesome. It was so awesome. And that movie is Flamin Hot, of course. A really neat movie on how Flamin Hot Cheetos were created. And just such a unique story, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now we're going to be talking about this, and I want hot Cheetos now.
This woman, just so you know, we had to go out and buy hot Cheetos before we saw this movie.
Yes. We couldn't watch the movie when it's about hot Cheetos and not have someone watching the movie.
We can't. We just, there's no way.
You just can't do it.
So, yeah, we put this up on our Twitter page as well. We had our Cheetos. We enjoyed our Cheetos. And, boy, they were delicious. Really cool movie here. The star of the movie was Jesse Garcia. He played the life of legendary, if you will, in the snack industry, Richard Montanez. And he is just, wow, what a story, right? Takes place in the 80s. Him and his wife Judy, which was played by Annie Gonzalez. It was amazing. The story of this guy just really moved me, because he starts off as just a regular Chicano on the block. And I love it too, because, you know, this isn't getting racial or anything, but it's cool, you know. We're both Mexican Americans. You know, I have my quarter Italian. My wife has her 50 cent of Colombian, you know. And but it's awesome because, you know, we were both you know, born to Chicano parents and raised in Chicano families. So it's pretty cool because, well, it's neat seeing a movie that's very Chicano.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat. My favorite part of the whole movie, I think you're going to say, I don't want to beat you to it, but I have to put this out there. How the portrayals of the scenes, when he told it, like, how it was going, like, in the office, he'd be like, come on, fool. And he's like, okay, well, maybe it didn't happen like that. But and then they reenacted it, and it was, like, in proper language. Yeah. But, like, when it was the people's mouths moving and everything, it was, like, in their hand gestures and everything, it was like they were homies. Yeah. Like, so in the corporate office, like...
I think it was obviously more for, like, a comedic relief.
It was.
To make it funny.
It was.
But either way, like, I feel like they still didn't... I mean, not that they... I don't know. Anyway, they didn't need that per se, because it was still an overall good movie, but adding the comedic relief is obviously good, too, because it makes it even more interesting.
Doesn't it? I really enjoyed this. It was such a special movie, because once again, it just goes to show you... For instance, okay, I like it when... Okay, so, long story short, and it's the Allstate guy! The Allstate guy, what's his name? Dennis...
He's the mechanic for the machines.
Clarence C. Baker was played by Dennis Haysbert. I didn't even know that was his name. You're in good hands with Allstate. You know, so he was awesome. He played a really, really, really good role. And he was the man who kind of, like, at first was annoyed by Richard Montanez. And then...
Because he was asking him a whole bunch of questions, like, how does this machine work? What do you do here? Like, asking, like, he literally playing 21 questions, and he's like, no, like, I'm not going to tell you this information just so that you can go over me and take my own job. He's like, you don't know how hard I fought for this job and how hard I work every day to keep my job that I have, because in this movie he was the only African American on the movie.
It's pretty cool though, right? I mean, because even and once again, this is not meant to ever get racial or anything like that, because at the end of the day, hey, we're all God's children and we love that. Yes. But it's really cool because, like, in the 80s, you know, unfortunately there wasn't a whole bunch of opportunities for minorities, and this is really neat because it just shows you, you know, his struggle. He fought really hard. Everybody seemed to fight, you know, at that point in time, and I thought it was really, really, really neat because they become friends, and then one day, when his son, which is played by Bryce Gonzalez, he plays Steven Montanez, and he was big time comic relief, the little boy. Yeah, he was hilarious. One of their children, but he stood out the most. They were eating elote, corn. Yeah, and he said, "Ooh, it burned. It's hot." And his dad looks at him. He's like, "What do you mean, like good hot?"
Well, he asked me. He's like, "Bad hot or good hot?" That was always his question. Bad hot or good hot? Which, I don't know if that... I mean, it makes sense, but I guess, I don't know. At the same time, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but I don't know.
Isn't it awesome? Like, it was pretty cool, right? So then they enjoy they have their elote, and it's funny because he was like, oh my gosh, like, that's it. This is it. Like, always... He was always looking for something bigger. And
he was a dreamer.
He was a dreamer.
But actually put his dreams into action.
And that's the best part. They played the movie one day, like the plant manager just put it on and knew nobody was going to watch. And it was the CEO, which was an Italian, Mr. Enrico. And pretty crazy because he... he was the only one watching it. Montanez was the only guy watching that dang video when he said, like, what did he say? Like, think like a CEO or whatever, or something like that. And he actually took it into, like, he was like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
He took it literally.
He did. And guess what? He was like, oh my gosh, there it is. Like, the hot. Appeal to, you know, your Hispanic people, your Latinos out there. And what happened? He made the, what do they call it? Flurry or slurry or whatever it was called. He made, they went to work, his family and him. They made the hotness to put all over the Cheetos. And
oh, yeah. They were, like, making salsas and, like, making, like, powder salsas. Not salsas, but, like, powder, like, spice in a way to, like, go on. And what he used, because this was he was working with Frito-Lay, right? Frito-Lay.
Yes, he was working at Frito-Lay.
Yeah, so that's the factory he was working at. Where at again? I forget where it took place.
Believe it or not, right down the road from us in Rancho Cucamonga.
There you go, Rancho Cucamonga. Frito-Lay in Rancho Cucamonga, the factory there. And he was noticing that at the factory, that they would throw away all of the burnt chips and whatnot. So he started taking those homes. Wow, I can't even speak. He started taking bags home with him to, you know, use the chips as for his, what do you call it?
Like test.
Test runs, basically. And so, yeah. Sorry.
No, that was perfect.
Because we didn't give them, like, the background.
Yeah, I know, right? So he starts doing this, and it's hilarious. They make a really nasty hot sauce, and the little boy tastes it. It's a good hot, bad, like, bad hot. He, like, freaks out. Oh, my gosh, that was a funny scene. But they finally make it. He gets the gall to jump on the phone one day. Montanez does, and he calls, and he actually gets through. And the lady didn't have to do it, but the secretary of Mr. Enrico, she just gave him the phone, and he told him. They told him, it's like, hey, look, man, I saw your video. Like, basically, like, I have this thing I want you to try. And the guy's like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, who are you? He's like, I'm a janitor. One of your plants. Like, but he had the balls to do it. And
because obviously his supervisors and, you know, his higher ups were just blowing him off. Like, you know what? No, like, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, because they were going through a lot of layoffs and everything like that, and letting people go because of during that time they were going through stuff. All the companies and everything. It wasn't just Frito-Lay. But so he's like, well, they keep blowing me off. It won't hear me out, so might as well go over them. And of course he gets in trouble for that. But yeah, he goes over his, you know, higher ups and goes straight to the boss.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
But it's cool because he gets it done. Like, how cool. He goes up in there. He gets a meeting with him. He has a presentation. Clarence works with him. He totally bombs it. And then at the end of it, though, when everyone's looking at him, like, because he doesn't even really know what to say, he speaks from the heart. He says, you gotta speak to your Latino audience. There's so many of us out here. We love hot stuff, basically. You know? Like, it's a good hot, like, whatever. And what happens? He's like, well, we got some things to think about. He didn't know what to think about it.
Yeah.
But guess what? They ran with the idea. They were already making...
And he sent them samples.
They were already making, like, a quote-unquote hot something in the Midwest, I guess. But it was like a chemical type hot.
Yeah.
Crap. It wasn't, like, natural. Like,
no. The
way they were making it, like salsa, you know? So, what happens? They freaking take the... They take his word for it, and they make the packages, and guess what? It doesn't sell. It doesn't sell because nobody knows it's there.
And I think they made, like, what was it, 100 or 300 or something like that? Like, a good amount.
Oh, yeah.
All over.
And everybody was taking every other chip off the shelf but those. And because, once again, like marketing, just like here at IE Sports Radio, nobody's going to enjoy it if they don't know what's here.
No, because no one knew about it. Yeah, like you were saying, like... You know, it was nowhere televised anywhere. No word of, like, mouth was being spread of it or anything like that. So they finally figured out, what was his name? Richard Montanez. Figured out, like, there's no marketing. Like, no one knows about it. So what they started doing is they took whatever boxes was at the factory and just started handing them out so that people knew and were trying the product and making sure, you know, all the, you know... Not just Latinos trying it, but also, you know, everyone else. So, and it worked. And they ended up, and the owner ended up calling Rich and was just like, we want more.
Isn't that something? Like 5,000 or 500 million or whatever. He had
Something
a
like that. I can't
gigantic number.
remember, yeah.
And at the end of the day, it was selling. Everything was great. Montanez had no idea why he wasn't moving up the company. And on one day, he was like, he told his plant manager, like, what gives, you know, like, what's going on. He's all like, look, just do what you're told. Go up and clean the suite, whatever, up at the top. And he was all mad and angry and everything. Well, he goes up there, and it was a setup. It was all to meet Mr. Enrico with his brand new office that he slid the plate in the door, and he was the manager of multicultural marketing, I believe.
Yeah.
And they named him as that in the early 90s or in the mid 90s after working there for almost 15 years, I think, or something like that. The manager as a janitor, and there's where the story ends. I mean, how amazing was that? And I guess it says he recently retired in 2019, I think.
19, yeah. Yeah.
How amazing, right? I mean, just what a story. I love it. How about that movie?
I loved it. It was funny, great, and I love true story movies, so yeah.
It was amazing, and I definitely, if you're somebody who just loves big dreams, like, you know, anything that focuses around big dreams like that, like, that's it. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. So,
I wish I would have, remembered his speech or, looked it up before we started the show, but his speech was really cool at the end, too, basically saying, your dream is never too big or too small. Don't ever let anybody hold you back, or all the naysayers, negative sayers, whatever. You dream it, you gotta do it too, though. Put it in action and actually follow your heart's desire, and don't let anybody get in your way.
It's so true. I once saw this amazing quote that said, if your dreams aren't being laughed at, they're not big enough.
Yeah.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, I guess, what a story. It's on Hulu right now if you have Hulu. Go check it out. It's such a great movie, and I think you'll get inspired.
Yes, definitely.
Super cool. So
you'll love it.
Oh, definitely. So, okay. So, really quick, my gosh, because time today is just running away from us. Minimal breaks today, as you can see. But I want to go ahead and throw out there, we just finished watching 30 for 30. Catholics versus Convicts. Mm-hmm. The amazing story of Notre Dame being blown out, coach fouts, I believe, in 1985. Coach Jimmy Johnson just dropped the hammer, embarrassed Notre Dame just 3 years before all this crazy drama ends. And, well, Lou Holtz becomes the coach at Notre Dame. Jimmy Johnson wanted the spot in Arkansas. That's where they both worked before. Jimmy Johnson went on and somehow found himself at Miami, and Lou Holtz went on and coached other places, went on to Minnesota, found himself at Notre Dame because he wanted to coach there. These two guys meet again, and what happens? The old school rivalry would start of Catholics versus Convicts. Gigantic story short, there's a t-shirt guy in the mix. He's making t-shirts to stay afloat in college, because for anybody in college who knows, who doesn't quite get all the aid, you gotta make some kind of hustle, unfortunately. And I'm guessing, especially back then. He made t-shirts. He was also trying to walk on to the Notre Dame basketball team, and guess what happens? The Notre Dame-Miami thing kind of brewed for a few years. They played each other, and Miami smacked them around again the next time they played. And what happens? Notre Dame knocks them senseless the next time. Well, not senseless, but Notre Dame ends up meeting these guys again in 1988. And wouldn't you know it, Best year, I know, right? We end up seeing these two teams meet again. That flashy cockiness of Jimmy Johnson, that craziness, and the I guess you could say the whatever, sportsmanship, whatever from Notre Dame, however you want to look at it, they meet up in 1988, and after nearly losing the week before to Michigan, Miami came back and won that dang game. This time, it was a slugfest in South Bend. And it all came down to a play where, was the knee down? Was the ball out? Oh my gosh, what a play that was. But regardless, no overtime back then. And it all came down to a pass from Walsh, incomplete. And what happens? Notre Dame wins this thing by a point, 31-30. I guess incredible story, but the even crazier story was the story behind the shirt.
Yeah.
This young man I just can't believe I'm drawing a blank. I'm like, no, this young man creates a shirt. How crazy, right? A shirt was created, and it said on it because a friend saw this, some Miami players getting in trouble on the news, and I guess they were, I don't know if they're off the team or disciplined or whatever, but the idea was made to make a Catholic versus Convicts shirt. And oh my gosh, it happened. And what a way for this to come full circle is that it was such a big rivalry, like on the up and up. Pat Walsh was the guy that created the shirt, and what happens is amazing. He makes the shirt. His two buddies say, it's fine, we'll sell it for you. Nobody will find out. You'll just be the guy making the shirts.
Yeah.
He made some Cubs glasses that he lost like $12,000 on.
That's crazy. Like, sunglasses must have been like that expensive then, back then.
Amazing,
Like,
right?
whew.
Right? So what happens? He ends up having to do this because, well, how else is he going to make the money? He ended up like making freaking tons, $36,000 I think is what he made, right? Off of selling these shirts.
Yeah, he made a lot.
What a turn of events for this guy. He actually ends up making the Notre Dame basketball team as a walk-on. Notre Dame wins that year in 88. In 89, in January of 89, they go on to win the national championship. They get it done. And unfortunately, though, for Walsh, as he walked on, he was already warned to stop making shirts and do all that, whatever. And unfortunately, just I think the day before they were going to hit the first game. In November, the day before the first game of basketball season, unfortunately, the coach calls up and lets him know, like, hey, man, you're off the team.
No, it wasn't the coach, it was the dean.
Oh, the dean.
Of the school.
You're off the team.
And Walsh was the one who had to go up to his coach and be like, I can't play, I'm off the team.
Yeah. And this coach told him straight up, like, you gotta be kidding me, for a few $1,000s. Like, that's your dream. And he said it, like, that was his dream, to always play basketball for Notre Dame. So, amazing story, though, right? Notre Dame. And then, of course, the next year, Jimmy Johnson goes on to coach the Cowboys. He won a few Super Bowls in 1992 and 1993. Won a couple Super Bowls with them, so he, did his thing there. But it's just incredible to think, like, oh my gosh, like, did that just happen? Like, this guy Walsh, he made a killing on these shirts, but he ends up losing his dream of playing for Notre Dame basketball. And
for the consequences that he did.
Amazing, right? And the game itself, in the Catholic versus Convicts on October 15th, 1988, just a few... Oh, sorry.
What? What?
I was going to mention the birth date.
Oh, I don't care.
A few years after my beautiful wife was born, on October 15th, 1988, my wife was just a few days old. I was born just a couple months later.
You were still in the womb.
I was still in the womb. I was almost done baking this baby. Right after Notre Dame won, as a matter of fact, in January of 89. I was born in February. So isn't it cool to think, though, like, this is right when we were born? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy, right?
Because, I mean, I don't know. To me, you don't feel like major things happen. But then again, you're never told until... probably either when you're obviously older or it's to, whatever you grow up with, like obviously sports or whatever. I wasn't grown up, with football or anything. So obviously this was never mentioned to me during the time that I was born and everything like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool to know that things have, like, major things have happened.
It was pretty cool.
In your year of, of your birth and everything.
Oh yeah, it was awesome seeing that. And well, Lou Holtz would go on to the next year. Unfortunately, Notre Dame would lose to Miami, or if you're a Miami fan, fortunately, Miami would beat them the next year. I think they went on to win another title. Notre Dame never duplicated that success till this day. The 1988 championship was Notre Dame's last football championship at that school, and it's 2023.
They need to find another coach, like, what's his name? Lou
Holtz.
Yeah. Holton.
No, Lou Holtz.
Be quiet.
Hey, stop it. What?
Don't make fun.
I'm sorry.
You're not nice.
You look here. Okay, I'm sorry. Everyone else makes fun of it.
No.
There's a meme for Lou Holtz. I love Lou Holtz. Okay, you gotta. What's that show we're watching right now? We saw Cedric the Entertainer. You gotta laugh. With the girls, those two girls.
Oh, Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke Girls. We're gonna talk about, how can I forget that? We gotta talk about that too in the show coming up. We started watching that. That's actually a funny show for nobody who's ever seen that show. It has my humor all over it. Yeah. Like, but anyway, there was a meme for, I'm not gonna read it, it's mean. But Lou Holtz is definitely a great, one of the, a legendary college coach. Terrence says here, it's all funny and cool until someone throws a book at a person. Yeah, absolutely. There's a book at said person. No, absolutely, man. I feel like right now, seeing that old school Catholic versus Convicts 30 for 30 was just,
I liked it.
It was
surprisingly.
pretty
I
cool,
liked
right?
it.
And she doesn't even like documentaries, right? So
I think they're slowly but surely growing on me.
They're
since you
cool.
make me watch so much.
But these ones are great, and there's tons of them that have been made for years and years and years. So we have so many cool things to watch, trust me. But that was, so anyway, the entire documentary, what do you think? I mean, from the beginnings, and then Jimmy Johnson even goes further than that and says, yeah, we got the reputation, and we celebrate and everything. He's like, but before that, I mean, we lost a heartbreaker to Maryland where they came back and beat us one year from a big deficit. Dan Fouts threw a Hail Mary on us one time. He's like, we took our share of getting beat down too. So you kind of see, like, Miami's like, nah, man, now that we're in the driver's seat, we're going to take it. But then again, they also took it full blast and went on with the cockiness and the arrogance and the...
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you think? How about that full story? What did you think of it? And I mean, just what a series of events. What do you think about the whole episode that went down from 1985 all the way until 1988?
Overall, I thought it was wild, but pretty interesting to watch, obviously, and how they all, like, two rivalries, basically. Two good coaches. I will admit, even though, what was the other coach's name for Miami?
Jimmy Johnson.
Even though, like, to me, that would have been, like, being conceited and cockiness and whatever. But I have to give it to them, too. I mean, they're obviously a good team and whatnot. But, yeah. But I think in the end, he kind of probably learned. Because even he would have his players, be, just show it off or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I saw a different side to them after Notre Dame beat them.
Oh, yeah.
So I think maybe now they're more of like a sportsmanship attitude, which I like that. But yeah, overall it was good. And I liked these coaches. I think for me, like, not knowing a lot of coaches' names, like, for, football, I think these two would be my favorite ones.
They're cool, huh?
I liked them. And their personality throughout this whole documentary is pretty cool. I liked it.
Wait until I introduce you to two coaches who have passed. But there is some rivalry. What if I told you? That's like the 30 for 30, But there is a rivalry in football that's bigger than pretty much any rivalry, I think, in any sport ever in the history of rivalries. True hate is spelt Ohio and Michigan. Or, AKA, that team up north, or that four-letter word. I'm talking about Michigan and Ohio State. I think there's a 30 for 30 about that. That's true hate. How about that? Coach Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes. They taught their own players, of course. We don't even say their name. To Ohio State, Michigan was just that team up north. You don't call them Michigan. You call them that team up north. And to Michigan, you don't call Ohio State anything but that four-letter word. That's all you call them. It was pure hate. I love it.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I just hate, like, animosity and anger and confrontation and whatnot. I don't really get the animosity because then you get, like, these new players who probably don't really know the history of the school and they're going there because they want to play and they figure this is my, this is a good school, obviously, and this is my way to play and probably get my name out there and hopefully maybe play for the NFL, but still, I don't know. It's just...
Oh.
Because, like, yeah, with me, like, if I were to play or whatever, I wouldn't know, like, the rival of them all, and I wouldn't really care to know, but at the same time, I guess I should know. But I don't know, you just forget over time, like, what was it that brought us to this point of not liking each other?
Oh, it was nasty.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think this 30 for 30 about that, we'll watch that one next. But these two coaches were very animated. Very, very good. I honestly thought this was a really cool documentary. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you liked it.
I liked, I keep forgetting their names. That's sad, and I just said I liked them as coaches. But
Lou Holtz or
Lou Holtz. He said it was their last game, right? I think they were coming up to their fourth quarter or whatever, and they go into their, whatever you call that, the locker room. And he was like, save Jimmy Johnson for me. Or save his ASS or whatever.
Yeah, that was before the game when they had a little skirmish.
Before the game, yeah.
They come in, Lou Holtz was very, very unlike himself. He says, well, he said everybody, hey, no fighting during the game. But guess what? In the parking lot, you can get it on, basically. He says, but only one thing. You save Jimmy Johnson's ass for me.
But then it was funny because at the end of the documentary where they're just showing, like, little snippets of what people say at the end or whatever. And Lou Holt was just like, yeah, right. He was like, Jimmy Johnson would have beat me or something like that. But it was just funny.
You heard Jimmy Johnson too. He's like, can you imagine that? Me and Lou Holtz going heads up in the parking lot. Like, they laughed about it, you know.
I think in the end, they probably became friends.
Yeah, I mean, the same exact way Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler, I think, did, you know, too. So, just such a cool thing. I mean, sports take you all kinds of places, but oh man, what a deal here. By the way, Adam in the chat room says here, didn't The Rock play for Coach Johnson at Miami? And no, sir, he played for Coach Dennis Erickson. He was the guy who went on after that succeeded Jimmy Johnson when he went to the Cowboys, and I think he was the coach from the early 80s to the mid 90s, and The Rock played for him. So anyway, but and that's Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, of course, played at Miami a couple years later. In case you didn't know, he played for Miami.
No, I didn't know.
So anyway, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get the conclusion of the show. We've just went on and had a good one today. So with that said, you're listening to the Sports Code Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back with plenty more after this.
Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Couple Perspective right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
I'm sorry, I had to get the yeah! I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready to roll. I know we're getting towards the end of the show here. But certainly a fun one. My goodness, I guess we have to cut everything else kind of short. But we just got to say, the start of the College World Series, man, what a doozy. Earlier, of course, we have the 4 teams who made it. And, oh, it is great. Yes, the button is back, Mr. Adam Karnick. Gotta celebrate. So, well, right now, Virginia and Florida, 1-1 in the top of the 7th. Oh, it's a good game. But earlier, TCU was leading, and Cecilia picked TCU. And as fate would have it, in the top of the 9th, Brothers, that's his last name, Brothers, will hit a grand slam. And, well, or no, I'm sorry, he hit a 2-run home run, or 3-run home run, if you will, and guess what? Kaboom. There it is. They take the lead. TCU would actually, well, they'd try. I mean, it was a good effort in the bottom of the 9th. Regardless, Oral Roberts will get it done and send TCU to a single elimination game. Oral Roberts won the first game of the World Series. And 6-5 right now. Once again, Virginia and Florida at 1-1, and then tomorrow the other 2 teams play: Stanford and Wake Forest, and then Tennessee and LSU. Of course, I picked LSU. Cecilia picked TCU. How about that first game? Pretty competitive, huh?
Yeah, it was good until the end.
She's not happy.
I'm heartbroken.
Right?
See, this is why I can't pick teams. They just lose. I'm a jinx. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it.
I'm just kidding.
But it was really cool seeing all that, seeing a great game, and I'll tell you, it's exciting. It's always exciting to see it. Also, yesterday, we had the start of the WPF Women's Professional Fastpitch was yesterday. And what a way to end this thing. Oh, my goodness. A walk-off double, I believe. And the Texas Smoke would earn their very first win in franchise history in their very first game ever played.
That's crazy.
Defeating the USSSA Pride, which of course was a team who won it all in the very last NPF National Championship, that is, just a couple years before COVID destroyed the league. So what a way for, what a job for Texas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy to do it like that.
Right? Unfortunately, yesterday, we had a rain delay. The Smash It Sports Vipers and the Oklahoma City Spark had a weather delay. I think they're playing today. And then, of course, if I'm not mistaken, games 2 are on right now for the other 2 teams. So, for the Smoke and the Pride. So, we'll keep you updated on that. But really cool. Really neat to see the ladies have their pro league back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. So, super excited for that. And then, of course, last but not least, oh, man, last night we saw something we loved. How about this band? We went, of course, we're going to start a new series for the summer. We're really excited for it. And that, of course, is hashtag TSCP Concerts in the Park. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, we saw the very first one, and that was over in Temecula. Mm-hmm. And our neighbor city here of Marietta. And, well, what happened? We saw a really cool band by the name of Jumpin' Jack Flash. And they are a Rolling Stones tribute band. What a performance, right?
Yeah.
Those guys were fun.
They were awesome. I really liked their stage presence.
Yeah, jumping around. And that lead singer really did a great job of Mick Jagger, for sure.
Yeah.
He captured him well.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really fun seeing that, and I'm really, really, really happy that we were able to see them. Such a cool band. Once again, give them a follow or check them out on Instagram, actually. And they are at Jumping Jack Flash Band. You'll see the Rolling Stones lips with the tongue out. It's such a cool band. You guys really, really, really will enjoy them. Such a neat band.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, I like them a lot. The lead singer cracked me up. He was over there in the stands and crap. He was over there like in the grass with us and everything.
Yeah, he walked around and everything like that, saying hi to everybody. It was really cool.
Oh, they were so neat to watch, and I felt like It was so cool, even adding this morning to our Instagram, the iSports Radio Instagram, and telling them, like, keep doing what you're doing, and they responded. And they're such cool people, you know? Like, I'm very talented.
Oh, yeah.
So,
they are.
Really looking forward to seeing them again. So, great stuff. Next week, by the way, we're also going back, more concerts in the park in Temecula at the amphitheater, as we're going to see Britain's finest. They are a Beatles tribute band.
I'm looking forward to that one, too.
I mean, awesome. As the two were countrymen, however, rivals, if you will, in the 60s, with their own, with their legendary, both of them, legendary rock bands. So, pretty cool. So, looking forward to that next week?
Yep.
I think we both are. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here tonight. I know, went a little bit over. Our apologies. But coming up right after us, we have, of course, Mr. Mike Pat, and let's wind about DMV Sports. Oh, man, we are so excited. This is pretty cool here. Darren says here, fun fact, this is the 41st episode. And, 9 more to go until episode 50 for us.
So we got to do a big bang,
right? Big bang
for the 50.
Adam says Beatles fan forever. So the Fab Four, he says, enjoy that one. Oh, we will. We're excited for that. So, and Darren also says, so he'll be at the NVA next week covering more action. Go Inland Empire Matadors. But he'll be covering them next week. Maybe he'll be able to tune in for a little bit for us here. We'll see. But we're definitely looking forward to it. We are so excited for all these great concerts in the park. There's a Journey cover band.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Right? A Led Zeppelin cover band.
Which you're looking forward to go to.
I love me some. I get the lead out, guys. Trust me, I'm a Led Zeppelin guy. So, all kinds of really cool concerts coming up in the park. We have a funk band coming up, Private Affair band. We got Beale Street Boogie, of course. Got some dueling pianos there. 90s rock shows coming up. 80s tribute band Fearophobias and the Cheese Whiz band. Toga Party, which is a party favorites band. Stone Soul, which is classic and soul and R&B. I mean, we're just so excited. There's so many great bands coming up. So even an Eagles tribute band to end out the summer before we go back to work called Heartache tonight. But Adam says here, it has to be a Big Bang. Will it be a review of Big Bang? Oh my goodness.
I don't know. You'll have to find out.
Well, Cecilia, isn't that the show you watch?
Yeah, there is a show called The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Cecilia watches it. So. Well, it was a fun one. And here we go, making our exit for another show. Any last words for our listeners?
Thank you for listening. Take care, be safe, and stay healthy. And remember, your dreams are never too big or too small.
I love that. Beautiful message at the end. And well, there it is, you guys. With that said, it has been a great show, a great evening. If you like Twix, you might be a little disappointed drinking this coffee, thinking it tastes just like Twix. But this coffee is pretty dang good. It tastes like chocolate, at least, so not too bad. You might want to enjoy it. So, Twix coffee, pick you up some if you like it. And, of course, big ups and thank you to everybody here in the chat room, all of our listeners tonight. Once again, stay tuned for Mr. Mike Pat and Let's Wind about DMV Sports coming up right after us here tonight on IE Sports Radio. It has been so much fun. Thank you all so very much for tuning in, either on the podcast or live, and we just appreciate you all. As always, big ups to the man above, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For without him, nothing is possible. Big ups to all of you guys out there. For without you guys, IE Sports Radio is not possible. Be ready. New merchandise coming very, very, very soon. New t-shirts coming very, very, very soon. IESportsRadio.com is where you want to be. For my beautiful wife, Cecilia, for me, Larry B. This has been the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll see y'all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.